From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I'll never vote, 'cause I'm fucking broke. Either way, I know the police ain't gonna leave me alone. On a plane bound to visit Glen Rocky, crypto told me I should bring a Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding, 'cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, you right. Oh, you love to see it, dudes rockin'. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the burbs to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you were?
Well, I had to go get blood work done the other day. Routine physical, obviously not HIV positive. That's not possible for guys like me, of course. And then I was going to the like they have these. I don't know. You're in Canada, Big Max. I have no idea how this works, but in America, they'll be like, "Hey, at the hospital, your doctor's appointment is here. Go to the other side of the city for your blood work. We'll get it in a couple days." And then you can.
Oh, here it's like, why don't you wait a year and a half?
Oh, pal, you're trying to get some blood work done, huh, pal? Yeah, I don't think so, pal. Yeah, but no, yeah. He goes, why don't you just cut yourself in your house and see what happens, pal? And anyways, I was trying to get to. But it's one of these offices where like everyone's doing the same thing there, and it's all just hacking cough boomers, and you're like, fucking sick, dude. This is awesome, and so. There was this boomer guy. I would have to guess around 64 years old. And the way it works, and like nobody likes this process. However, like let's not bring to light that like now is not the time for a revolution when we're inside the thing about why this process doesn't work. This boomer guy walks in, he sees a kiosk and he goes, oh, like that. No, it's not gonna happen. I'm like, fuck, this guy's gonna be so annoying because he's gonna like make it like a Seinfeld kind of thing happening in there. So he goes up to behind the plexiglass, still the vestige of COVID plexiglass window up there. And I will say the ladies were doing their job, and they were not DMV type people. And he walks up and he goes, I have a specimen to drop off, which I'm like, don't say that. And he's like, I have something. And I'm like, I'm guessing it's, pee, hopefully at the best. And he, I was like, you'd never know. And the lady goes, cool, just sweet. We'll handle that for you, sir. Just go ahead and check in at the key. That's all she says right there. Goes, what? Like that. And every 2 words, what? And it's not because he can't hear either. He can clearly hear because, there's mannerisms of guys that go, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? Like he's not doing that. He goes, what? Where it's like, if he says what enough times, that means you don't have to do it. and it's like, no, I think these ladies have all day for this. Like, I'm pretty sure like you're going to lose this battle. And then he goes over to the kiosk, and this guy's wearing like a business outfit. Like he works at like some sort of tech company, I think. So he's not like Jebediah the farmer here. And he pretends it is the worst attempt ever to pretend not to know how to use the kiosk. He like presses the wrong button at first and then looks at everyone like, like that. Nobody's playing along with his shtick at all. And then he finally gets it done, right? Like he finally gets it done in 2 seconds and then just waits outside. And he's like, makes another comment. The lady's just like, look, like just in case something happens, like you checked in the specimen, like that is here. That's what that does. And he's just like, what? And it fucking pissed me off so much.
I get that, but I understand him because I've used a self-checkout at a grocery store before.
No, it's true.
Exactly what
it's true. I hate self-checkout. However, the trannies at Sprouts have or I don't know how you say it, like they've made self-checkout good, because otherwise you're somebody sprouting, that's checking you out, and they're just like, it takes way longer, and I'm like, you win. Technology wins. I mean, they're doing way more technology than self checkout, but
yeah, there's a middle ground there.
Yeah,
they're like Blade. They're a Daywalker.
Blade is right, but I was thinking though too, like when you get blood work done, they send you the results like in your thing because they tell you it takes like 2 to 4 days for your doctor to get it. But I'm like, you just emailed me this shit right now, and back in the day, they would give you the values of the stuff and you'd have to like Google, and I'm sure like Peters are like, I know all of them already. And but anyways, I was they actually just put green, like almost Rivellino green lines on these things, and luckily mine were all good. But I was laughing if
alpha for all your biomarkers.
Exactly. Yeah, it was Greek. It was all Greek. Yeah, it was all Greek to me. And he says but I can imagine getting your doctor and you're like dressed like me, like backwards hat and stuff, and you're in the doctor's office and the guy goes, sir, I don't know how to break this to you. This is like the worst part of my job, but you have HIV AIDS. And it'd be like the straight kind, right?
What? What?
Yeah, what? Then you don't have AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, you don't have AIDS. Fuck. Yeah. But then the guy,
you gave me AIDS. What?
Go to the AIDS kiosk in the corner. It's like, press positive. No, positive. But then but no, you just go, yeah, the straight kind, right? Yeah. The doctor's like, look, that's like none of my concern. Like right now we need to talk about the strategy. Be like, dude, I fucked so many bitches, dude. It was crazy. And the doctor's like, okay, it's beside the point. Like we can talk about, past things, but we need to get you on we need to stop the spread. We need to do all this stuff. And it just be like, is the straight kind worse, doctor? Like, or is that's not deadly, right? The straight kind. It's you just keep reiterating to the doctor that you're straight and stuff. And the doctor's like, I don't care. Like, this is horrible. I hate seeing this happen to young people. And he's just like, dude, I was in Bushwick and San Francisco back and forth, straight AIDS, just getting straight AIDS the whole time.
Is this like the Magic Johnson AIDS where it skips a generation?
Yeah, it does. And he also had the straight AIDS, of course.
Right.
Completely straight. Because I do feel like Magic Johnson, like, I kind of feel like he thought he got straight AIDS, but then I don't think he knew what trans was at the time.
Right.
Like where he was probably having one of those like South Park piles. Like South Park man took our jobs piles, like right. That they're like LA 80s sex, where like, but then like it's like somebody that looks like Eddie Murphy in a wig, and it's just like it could be anybody.
It's like our 40-year-old virgin. Remember the 40-year-old virgin bit?
Yes.
He's like, wait, he's like,
yeah, exactly. No, it's just kind of. I know LaFonda from Napoleon Dynamite wasn't, but you can see where I'm going here. And like I think Magic Johnson was just like, fuck, dude, that was some bad pussy. I don't just like, damn, man. And then just like, Irvin, sorry, my bad, but anyways, we have Big Mac McCarthy with us. He's got a special theme song for this. Can you tell me what went into that? Because it's very I thought it was going to be very one style, which would have been totally fine, and then you really it's a full song. Like you made a full song out of it.
Yeah, it was. Well, I did the Bon Iver like bumper to cover up when somebody's internet cuts out whenever you guys need it. Mm-hmm. But I thought, there was a time where for many weeks in a row I was doing a theme song a week, and I thought, my triumphant return to the Rare Candy stage, I might as well bestow this upon you guys.
It's great. Yeah, and newsflash, I guess that's how you say Bon Iver.
Yeah. Sorry,
I didn't know that.
It's Bon Iver.
Yeah,
it's a big shock, dude. Shocked me when
didn't know that.
This is the indie rocker vernacular English.
I
how you pronounce stuff.
No, I'm so glad I've never said that out loud before, or maybe I have, and people have just been really nice. I mean, it doesn't come up in conversation much, but wow, that's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of words like that where you've only typed them but never said them.
It's kind of like going to Olive Garden and like accurately pronouncing the names of Italian foods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Certain words that you only type, never say. Anyways,
I want to do it. We need to do. So speaking of Olive Garden, we need to do I want to do All In Garden, like a gambling sports podcast or something,
That would
and have
cool.
the logo. We need our graphic designer Hive Mind to do an Olive Garden rebrand with
All
All
In
In Garden. Yeah,
That's
quickly
the
fits in the
final
same-
form of
yeah.
RC, is where people think like, what are they going to do after this really epic based podcast? Like, what are they going to do? Like, how can you possibly do that for the rest of your life? And the answer is you just turn into Barstool Sports.
Right.
And then you just basically take company logos. We're already doing that. Take company logos. That's been happening a long time ago. In fact, Big Mac's helped us with that greatly. And just putting just Olive Garden, the All In Garden.
Yeah. Which, by the way, it's a Bay Area tradition to take logos and humorously change them into a bit.
The Bay We Fresh.
Yeah, Subway. Yeah, there's some other good ones.
I know it's tough to think of. But when you see it in the wild, it's great. Oh, I don't think this shirt didn't start in the Bay, but I thought it did. But if you see the police warn a brother, like those, I thought that was something I like narcissistically thought started in the Bay, but I just, once that became a meme where people from like New York, but then again, it could have still started in the Bay because a lot of things do. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, Bon Iver. That one's I wasn't ready for that one. That's
sorry.
I thought you were like messing around. Like
no, it's Boney M.
Wow.
I was doing a Boney M cover of the Rare Candy theme song.
The only song I've ever heard of him is the Prince cover. It's the Prince cover of a Bonnie Raitt song. I Can't Make You Love Me If You Don't.
Oh yeah,
which is very good. His cover of it is very good. But he's like barefoot in some hardwood apartment that was once a church in New York. I was just like, oh god,
with a winter hat on. Yeah.
Yes, God.
I know plenty of that type of guy.
Do you now?
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, I live on the east coast of Canada. People wear the beanie all the time, except they call it a toque here.
Okay, but that's like the John Candy fucking hat. Like where he's like, Joe Pesci, Home Alone. Yes, okay, yeah. We don't have snow here, so I was like, that's just. But people do still wear them, and there'll be like black dudes wearing them on like public trans. I mean, we might talk about that a little bit, but this is like in a happy version of that story. Like you'll get like it would be dudes wearing those like Elmer Fudd hats, and then like if you see the police warn a brother, and it's like, yo, dude, you're not disguising yourself very well. Like, if anybody's like, who was it? Be like, dude, you're not gonna believe this was a black guy.
The Warner Brothers shirt guy
and an Elmer Fudd hat. It's fucking crazy. The police is like, dude, shut up.
he's doing the frog thing at the end of the dance.
The next day he's dressed like Bugs Bunny with the Valkyrie, what's it? Wagner. Yeah.
He's going through the forest, changing all the signs to duck season instead of wabbit season.
That's all gang wars are, dude. It's just duck season and wabbit season.
Yeah, dude.
just like, I'm gonna clean up all at-risk neighborhoods, and you just walk through with a big Looney Tunes gun and look for wabbits and ducks.
Yeah, I'm just painting a tunnel on every underpass that I see.
Oh, that's a good one too, because I know some people that would fall for that. Because my goodness, yeah, and their cars like they don't make a sound either, so all you hear is the crash because it'd just be an electric car and someone just. We're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. So Canada had a fire hazard recently where you couldn't go outside or something, or couldn't like play under a tree or something. What did they say? Like what? That was crazy. What? Tell me about that.
The official word from the government was "stay out of the woods," which I thought lacked the kind of nuance that I'm used to with the. We had some "stay the blazes home" during COVID. We had some "elbows up," which I think was about not liking Donald Trump. Okay. But this one was just quick and dirty, right to the point. Stay out of the woods. But basically we had nice weather for like 3 weeks in a row. and they decided that was a fire risk. And yeah, I think it was a $25,000 fine if you went into the woods. And there's like
25,000 like American dollars, you think?
Canadian dollars. So like,
Well, that's still
It's like
probably a lot.
18,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dollar's weak right now, bro.
Perfect.
Just-
That's market based then. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
exactly.
That's market price.
we have the dollar we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
Yo, your guys' money is legit. Sorry,
It's
just
cool.
to
My
interject.
wife loves
It's
the
colorful.
my wife still has loonies and toonies from her trip to BC.
Yeah,
We
it
love
is. We have very whimsical currency. We're a very
them.
whimsical
It
people.
is, dude. I picture Norm Macdonald having them in his pocket, and I just start laughing. Like
Yeah.
he's just walking around. Where's he from? Like Saskatchewan or something? Or
I think he's from somewhere in Ontario.
okay,
I think
yeah.
he started out in Toronto anyway. But yeah, so yeah, it was a $25,000 Canadian dollar fine for going in the woods at all, and especially like or in Nova Scotia, which is the part of Canada that I'm in. There's not a whole lot to do other than woods. It's like around the coastline there are towns and everything, but the middle of the province is all woods and like abandoned mining towns and stuff. And because there's nothing to do here, like we don't even have Chipotle here. It hasn't made its way to Nova Scotia yet.
Okay.
So
Your guys' gut health is great then, is what I'm hearing.
yeah, but at what cost?
Yeah, it's true. It's still fucking good, man. It's still damn good.
Yeah. So yeah, basically you couldn't go in the woods, and so many people here are like, fish and hunt or even just drive their four-wheelers through the woods. And it started out as like they have a burn ban pretty much every summer, which is just like you can't start fires in the woods, which does suck, but in terms of fire hazard, I think starting a fire is pretty top of mind as a risk. And then they said no vehicles in the woods, and I was like, nah, that's shitty, but like I still kind of get it. And then the word came from on high that you can't even go in the wood, and it wasn't just like into like a national forest or something like that. In my neighborhood, I live in the suburbs, and there's 100-foot paved path with chain link fence on each sides that just goes from one cul-de-sac to the other. And overnight, when they instituted this "don't go in the woods" dictum, then there were signs on either edge of this 100-foot path saying $25,000 fine. And I was fuming. I was very upset.
They should just lie to you guys and say there's like racists and Nazis in there.
Yeah. Tell me it's the smoke monster from Lost, like anything other than just...
That would be scary. Yeah.
than
Enter
just-
in this number every hour or else.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that would be great.
Like there's a lot of people who talked about it being like a precursor to climate lockdowns and stuff. And the guy in charge here was like, no, we don't peddle in conspiracy theories here, even though that's what everybody said.
Yeah. He's like, but would you guys be down? And they're like, no, not at all. Like 0, like on a scale of 0 to 5, 5 being major, yes, climate lockdowns.
Yeah, it's like my friend really likes you. You two should go out.
Yeah,
same logic.
Exactly. Man, that's crazy. Because I do think Nova Scotia, because I think of the Carly Simon song, right? The You're So Vain, where she see the total eclipse of the sun. That line. But you say there's nothing to do there. So why the hell is she talking about?
I mean, there's plenty to do out fucking side. It's just, when you're stuck in the suburbs or downtown. I mean, you go to an Irish pub, which I'm sure is appealing to some, but when there's 55 of them on the main street, then it's not as cool. But the most frustrating part was that when a fire started, it's because there was a homeless encampment behind the hardware store.
Oh,
and
no.
So yeah, if you can believe at all that was the case, because the homeless population has, I think, tripled here in the last 5 years, which I'm sure is universal everywhere. But yeah, there was a homeless person town behind the Kent building supplies, and they just fucking started a fire, and then it went into the woods, and they all bailed, and so obviously a $25,000 fine is not going to matter to somebody who has no dollars, not even Canadian dollars. So
Yeah,
it only serves to deter people who have something to lose and who probably wouldn't start a fire in the
Yeah.
middle of the fucking woods because they're not homeless.
Put it on my
losers.
tab. Yeah, put it on my tab. I'm fucking homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pay us $25,000. I bet you I don't.
Oh, my wallet's over. It's at the other one. Oh God,
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm fucking. Yeah, I'm like, I have straight AIDS, and I'm just in my fucking,
Right.
and I'm in my homeless encampment. But no, I was. It was funny because that makes sense. Like, at least like people starting fires in Canada, it's fucking cold. Like I could understand feel the need to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna risk it right now, like, and start a fire because I'm really cold. But in like the Bay Area, it'll be like the summertime and shit'll be like on fire under an overpass. I'm like, dude, it's fucking hot. Like, what do you guys do? And there's this guy that I worked with, and he was so like, he was like dirtbag left without knowing he was dirtbag. Like, and what I mean by not knowing was that he didn't consume any of that media. Like, he didn't listen to whatever you guys, all the podcasts you guys think of when you think of dirtbag left. Like, he just like, it was kind of funny. It was just like came to this shit naturally. I think it was just Gen X. I think was kind of what it was. Like, it's just kind of what that ends up being. Simpsons-y kind of like reference-y. Everything's a reference. Everything consumerism, man. Like, he was just one of those guys. Fine, whatever. He was a cool guy. But when we would there, we worked right by this like homeless encampment, right by this overpass where it was just every fucking day there was a fire, and he just with no reason to think this. I think he was like, you just know it's the police starting those. It's like, why? And he's like, to get them to leave. I'm like, all they would have to do is look for drugs. Like, literally all they would have to do is do like a raid and look for fucking needles or anything like that. He's like, nah, man, dude, it's the quickest way to get out of it, and that's going to become real. I'm like, no one wants to live there. Like, that's not, no one's going to build a fucking house right there. It's not going to happen. Because I remember, there was I forget what politician said it, but they said like overpasses were racist or something. There was a big thing like racist overpasses. It wasn't Zoran, but it was somebody of his it was kind of, yeah, I know. So racism this is the ACLU, of course. It was racism by design, the building of Interstate 81. The United States interstate highway system is structural racism in action, an intentional government program that damaged Black lives and communities for generations. Basically, so building the freeway. So they think just building the actual. So basically, anything that gets built can be considered racist. But the actual.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that.
So just the fact that, like, I don't know. It's just ridiculous, dude. Like all the stuff's like, dude, because I remember there was a big thing in LA about like Dodger Stadium and stuff, which like people did get cleared out of their houses there. I mean, the thing is they get cleared out, but they like sold their house too. It's kind of like, it's like, well, you just kind of took a shitty offer for like your house, like you gotta play a little hardball, man. Just be like, and I know that I'm sure back in the day I can imagine the LAPD being like, oh, I found pot in your house, so if you're gonna take this deal or else. But yeah, they're just the structural racism of society of like, just like, because first off, I love a good freeway overpass. Don't you ever take that away from me. There's a flyover, they call that, or the flyover overpasses, the ones that go high. I love that. Every time I see them, it's great, dude.
Yeah, I don't always understand the outrage between, or like, it used to be something that I cared a lot about because I was always kind of a lefty guy, and I thought gentrification was bad. And now I think it makes sense to buy something that sucks and then bulldoze it and make something that's good.
Yeah, it's great.
Now it's a very simple set of steps to me. And I understand that, like, it sucks when you get priced out of a neighborhood or whatever, but it's also like, if these buildings should have been torn down because they're not fit to live in, then it's not good for somebody to live there, even if it's, the most attractive option at the time. I know that's something that's happening here a lot, is that there'll just be, there's like, I logged into Facebook for the first time in 15 years, and I saw that there's a protest downtown to protest the demolition of a shitty old building with it's like, I don't think anybody lives there. It's like one Arab convenience store, but it's the culture, the flavor of the neighborhood, so they don't want it replaced with a new apartment building.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and we had one in Oakland called the Ghost Ship Warehouse Fire.
Dude, I did a school project on the ghost ship warehouse fire.
What?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories to it, but also it is straight up. It was just a straight up paper mache ass. Like it might have been a school project. The fucking building was like a school project. It was like
Yeah,
sixth grader Mesopotamia fucking thing.
Yeah, that we had. I went to community college for like construction stuff,
Oh yeah.
and so in our like mechanical services class, we had to do a school project on violations of fire code, and ghost ship was like one of the
Yeah, dude.
deadliest indoor preventable fires. It was like a Chinese family owned it, and they just got a friend of their sons to like jury rig the entire electrical grid for this like series of warehouses that they owned.
Mhm.
And then just like it would arc, and they'd be like, oh, it's no problem, it just does that, it's no big deal. And yeah, it was, they like blocked off all the fire exits, and there were like 15 people live in this warehouse space, and
Mhm.
just the whole thing was a tinderbox.
Yeah.
That when they had whatever folk punk band or whatever play on the top floor, then yeah, a bunch of evil hippies met their demise.
Yeah, and I could see the conspiracy theory, and I look, I'd listen to a conspiracy theory about it, but also I'm just like, dude, this shit fucking sounds awful, this building. But I just laugh, like, because in Oakland they have sideshows. What if somebody just burnt rubber like right next to the building, and just like a flint, like a Mac Dre
Yeah.
song, like Chevs and Fords video, and like just like a
Like a
flint,
wildfire, like a clump of grass, but it's just a No, I didn't, honestly.
You see some patriot, some complete patriot, just going
Yeah.
like, I've had enough of this fucking building.
Dude, and there was another one down the road that like they had a protest being like, oh, they're targeting the artist community in Oakland, and it was another
God.
25 people living in a warehouse literally called the Death Trap.
Yeah.
On the
No, they
road.
love living in buildings
Yeah.
that will kill you, and then they're like, they fucking killed us in the building that kills you.
Yeah, that's just living in the city, man.
You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem. I actually always kind of like the idea of that
Sure.
vibe of having where my dad always had a wood shop and shit. I'm
Oh,
like,
I
and
know
he-
that area
and
was
he-
sick though. That was like
Yeah.
the coolest place to have one. I know.
Yeah.
What you're talking
And
about.
well, and also just having like a big. That's like a total. For me, it's like a guy, like a man
Sure.
thing. Just having a big ass building that you can.
Willem
just
Dafoe
fuck
to
all
live and die in LA with his
Yeah.
painted counterfeit money and shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely.
But it seems like almost trivially easy to make a warehouse kind of safe. Like it's literally just like metal scaffolding, and what you have to really try to make it fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like the easiest building to not fuck up.
Yeah, if
I
you
don't know.
don't paper the walls with birch bark and
Yeah.
like lighter fluid, then you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Because I get it. Because building code inspector guys do suck. Like I do get. Like they're like just not. They might be right.
Mhm.
But there's something about them. There's just like that guy from Recess.
Well,
with the
I
pencil,
don't know. I'm curious,
you know?
Max thoughts on this. My dad was always of the mind. He was just saying like that it just became like a very like neoliberal kind of thing.
It's a racket. It's a racket.
Where they just kept adding stuff that wasn't really about safety and more just about giving people jobs, like a
100%.
work-mate program. And I don't know if that's true.
And you have
or
to
not,
pay
but
for each inspection. So it's like, I'm going to come back and of course.
No, and then they'd come, they'd be like, no, can't do this today. And they'd leave, and then you'd have to pay like multiple times just because some assholes like, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it can definitely be a racket for sure. What they told us in school was the building code is instructions on how to build the worst building legally possible. I think some people really try and like cut corners on that, but they're also like trying to work with the city. I mean, it's like a whole conglomerate of airport black ladies that just don't want you to progress at all.
No.
And it's that's really frustrating. Trying to do anything with the city is insane. I haven't really had any run-ins with inspectors or anything, just because I work for like a general contractor, and they sub out a bunch of the work, so they have to handle all the inspections. And if their work,
pass it on to them. Not my fucking problem.
So if their shit isn't up to code, it's not my problem, except that it's a little annoying.
But you also can get on them for it not being to code. That you can be like, why isn't it up to code? It's like, dude, that inspectors, I don't know him, fuck that guy. But yeah, why isn't it up to code?
Yeah. And if they fuck it up for long enough, they have to pay us money. So it's I'm in the dick-headedest part of the industry, unfortunately, but I'm residential construction, so we don't have to be enemies, Glenn.
No, I'm actually getting out of the whole industry. I am done. I'm retiring.
Keep your Glens close and your Glenemies closer.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody loves to call me Glenda when they think I'm going to transition, and it's incorrect because I would actually be Glenya.
Yeah.
I was thinking Gwen.
Yeah, that's true. Gwyneth Paltrow, dude.
Yeah.
If I just
that would be RC. That'd be RC.
Nobody would want my goop, dude. Nobody. Nobody.
Dude,
would
okay.
Want goop made by me.
Before I got out of community college, I worked at Starbucks, and I was the token heterosexual white man.
Oh,
I was like
yeah.
the benchmark by which diversity was judged, because I was the only one, and I never made any coffee. They just got me to take out the trash for 6 months, and I got paid minimum wage with tips.
That's tight.
But one of the things I was excited about is that I thought I would never have anyone ask me what my pronouns were for the rest of my life. And then I met engineers, because there's a huge like autistic contingent amongst engineers.
Yeah.
And there's a clear divide between like model trains autistic and the mechanical engineer on this project was I just didn't get any emails from him for like 6 weeks. We were trying to get all this stuff signed off so we could actually start doing the HVAC and the plumbing and everything in the building. And then the first email that I get from him in 6 weeks is, just want to let everybody know I'm a girl now. And so the first email back in weeks. And it turned out that I was emailing his dead name at this company.
Bro,
you
admit that on our show? God damn it, dude.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I mean,
this is the shortest podcast in the fucking world. It's over now.
I mean, I think as far as trans engineers go, I don't think that we could really narrow it down.
Yeah. The guy's like, if that was you, he's like listening. It's my favorite show. But he's ramming 2 trains together and shit.
Yeah,
but, the workplace transition is rough. It happened once. My last it was a pretty good job, honestly. Like, it paid well and had honestly insane benefits for like what it's like one of the best benefits of it. But
would they let you if you wanted to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the only way that any of us could afford it.
It's great.
I mean, I worked at Starbucks. They probably would have encouraged it.
Yeah, they'd be like, just stick it in the fucking machine over there. Just put it where the everything bagels go and shit.
Everything, No, but it's weird. It was like this. It sucked. It was just honestly the guy always kind of bugged me, and he was like really like kind of condescending, and he was like a big music know-it-all, which was cool.
No way, dude. No way.
Exactly. But he was like really like he was legit like jovial and trying to talk to everyone, and it was like legit. Like, I was like, okay, it's cool. It's like cool it makes the shift go by and stuff, whatever. And then just comes in with like a silver wig and like just complete stony faced silence for the rest. Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, okay, like you made a switch up, but like, did you have to like completely axe your personality to like what happened to the person that we all knew? And it was just
that was all stored in my penis.
Damn. If so, I mean,
the silver wig is killer, dude. Like Storm, like fucking X-Men,
tight.
X-Men, I guess. Yeah. I mean, not to bring that one up from back in the day, but that's funny. Oh my gosh, dude. That one's. I never had to go through that. Like, you just because we had in construction, you just have like Mexican lesbians who just eat. You just eat old school. Eat your way through the gender binary. Get Carhartt shirts, gauge your ears, and tell your friends that you go off at the strip club every week, and you should go to the strip club, and I'll get you free lap dances. Like that's what transitioning is in construction. That's the cool part about it. And you don't deal with the engineers, that much.
Yeah, I'm the middleman.
Yeah, the middle man, the middle them. Yeah, I'm the middle them. But
I just saw that Stavros clip.
That's the worst.
I'm not like really tuned into that anymore, but I just saw it this morning, and it's
Austin. He called her Austin brained.
Austin trans brain.
Yeah, Austin. Like, well, no, it means you move to Austin and become gender critical. That's what happens when you move to Austin.
Yeah,
notorious conservative city.
Yeah.
Those are your Austin city limits. You have
keep Austin not weird, very normal, very traditional.
Yeah, me, guy from Toledo, Ohio. I don't see any of that stuff. But I moved to Austin and I became J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just simply just is what happened. That's what cracked me up, man. I mean,
yeah.
That one kills me when people are just like, dude, except for these like 3 fucking cities, everyone's really freaking normal. Except for these 3 cities where the podcast's more successful than me are. Like those ones, like those people are freaking weird, man. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to dodge that clip at least. Because I was never a Cum Town guy, so I have no allegiance to those guys.
Word.
But I do watch Stavros when he's doing something normal, like trying to be less fat. And I've been watching his like workout series where he tries not to be a fat pig, and I appreciate that. But
I didn't know he was doing. Good for him. Good for him.
Davy gets ripped, which I actually do enjoy because I don't know. Being weird.
I think that's the reason too, because Sai makes the thing where he says when you get more like jacked and start lifting, like you typically like don't think the way
you shed a lot of your 135 bench politics are they change a little bit from your 195 or 2.
But what if you lift with Hassan Piker?
Yeah, that's
the problem. That's why he exists.
He has to fight. He's swimming upstream, bro. He's swimming upstream. He's definitely, and it's not about being like, dude. It's not about being like ultra conservative or whatever.
No,
it's just about not being a complete fucking whatever that is.
You gotta have like one opinion that's not like completely that. When
that's a good test for these guys to ask people like this. Be like, what's your like least leftist position?
They do that, don't they?
If they don't have an answer, a lot of them won't do it. They're like, none.
No, theirs will be like they'll just be like, their like least leftist opinion will just be like, I just don't think that like asexual is a thing, and like that'll be their like least leftist. It's like, oh, I'll never speak to you about anything because anything that comes up that I say is going to be like the far right Nazi stuff. Like I get a lot of metal stuff. Like I don't even listen to that stuff. I see like just today I see on the internet somebody's crying that like somebody's a Nazi. I was like, oh wow, somebody's a Third Reich Nazi guy in metal. No way. And then I looked. I was like, there's like a metal punk, like I don't know what I'm not even getting the term hardcore. I have no idea. Everybody like fights over those terms, what it is and what it isn't. But I kind of just like I think of the TJ Miller guy from the movie Extract. I don't know if anybody's seen that. He's like breaking down all the metal terms that I have no fucking clue what any of that stuff means. But they'll be like, oh, well, he platformed a guy that has a Nazi tattoo. And I was like, okay. And the guy has like 3 million tattoos. And I was like, okay, overwhelmingly, like he has non-Nazi tattoos. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like every other tattoo is probably like just some shit, like some fucking Ed Hardy skull shit, like, or whatever. I don't know. And then I don't even know what the tattoo, I didn't even care to look at it. And people were just like, yeah. And then also he's platformed somebody who's been like homophobic. And I'm like, do gay guys listen to metal? Is that like where they're just like, oh man, my
Judas Priest, dude.
That's true. And that, you know what? That's true. British Steel, shout out. Fucking perfect album. But anyways, like, do they really like right now? Does like a guy who's like, wow, I was just listening to Troye Sivan, and then now I'm gonna put on Burzum? Probably not. Actually, you know what? I have like 10 mutuals that probably would actually.
Yeah. That's the performative male, dude. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So when that shit was going around on Twitter, they're like, "What's your least left-wing belief?" Everyone that I saw was, "Well, this is not very left-wing of me, but I think that we should execute rapists." And that was every single one. Well, I want to hear. I'm going to start one of these viral tweets, and it's just, what is an opinion that you hold that would make you sacrifice one single crumb of pussy if you expressed it publicly? Because that's really what it means. That's
what's yours?
I don't know.
Hey, come on, we're all in great relationships right now. They're not going to leave us because of this, right?
Well, listen, my girlfriend is from a red state. I've got no issues when it comes to that thing. I'd say my immigration policy would be everyone has to hang out with me for an hour, and if I can stomach it, they can stay.
That's not bad. I mean, that's kind of how Ellis Island worked, I feel like.
True. Yeah, I should be Ellis. They should make me Ellis.
Yeah, it was just a guy named
Yeah.
Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just there, and he was like, "This guy's fucking gay. Send him back, dude. He's got
And you
fleas
get to change people's last names whenever
Yeah.
you want. Be like, you're a
Yeah.
Miller. You know,
And
it's
Irish
just-
people are so funny. That's why they got it.
Yeah.
They were like, this guy's funny, and he might be an alcoholic and kind of self-deprecating, but we'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then-
It'd be
fit
funny,
in.
like reverse Ellis Island name. Like they used to give you names to help you fit in,
Mhm.
and be funny if like I don't know, like a Indian guy living from Britain emigrates to the United States. He's like, yeah, I'm John Smith from and I married into this family. He's like, your last name's Jeet now or something.
Yeah.
It's just a reverse.
John
like,
Preet Smith Singh. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I was on the Mayflower, and I had a friend growing up who's like, his mom was Indian, dad was in the tech industry, very, I hate this word, but Lindy, like of the Bay Area, was like white guy, Indian woman, marriage during the tech boom and stuff, and so she was just like an Indian woman. She looked like Indian Yoko Ono. It was kind of a sick look. Like she had that really long like hair that some of them have and stuff. It was really cool. And she was really cool. Her brother would come over, like we'd have like these dinners, and her brother, they were born in England and moved to the US. Like it was India, England, and then the US. And they came to the US when they were like 5. This dude had a straight up British accent, like still, dude. He'd been living in the Bay Area for like 30 years. And it was just to get pussy. It was actually kind of sick.
Nice.
And he looked like the fucking what's his name from Across the Universe? No, not Across the, what's the Yesterday, the Beatles movie. That's what he looked. He looked like that guy. But he had a Curtis Yarvin leather jacket. Always, constantly, Roger Klotz mode, like, and he would just be like, oh, I was going to have a pint tonight. I was going to have a pint and we were just like, dude, everyone would just be like, cut the fucking shit. But if he met a girl on site, and she was like drunk, a British accent, it's like, I mean, it's a roofie.
It's catnip to a certain type of girl.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like, it's not even, but it was actually kind of sick. And I was just thinking, like, Indian guys do that Romeo dialing. Why don't they just learn a British accent? Like all that, like Bob Vagine, like all of that stuff that like doesn't work. I'm thinking it doesn't work. Like you should just like I mean, they're people that study and they think they're studying seriously. So just like take a voice acting class and just get a British accent. Like I just think I think you might get something done. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna knock down, like prime, Kim Basinger or something like that. Like you're gonna but it's definitely better than what you're going to get typically, I think. So.
They're going to like miss a step and just hit right to Indian Austin Powers.
Indian.
I would watch
that. That would dress the same way too, with like a purple suit, with ruffles, like a Prince suit. That would be sick. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about RFK today a little bit. It's kind of funny, man. He like, I kind of forget about him for a little while, and then he'll have a week where he's just like hitting the media tour, and everyone's like, "We're gonna die of mumps," and everyone freaks out, and he's just like, "Yeah, I think it sucks that we have this much autism in the world. Like, it's not good." And like puzzle piece minivan moms freak out, and really. When you hear their claim, they're like, he eats roadkill, which caused brain worms. Therefore, he thinks vaccines cause autism. And he also thinks like certain things in like wireless technology can hurt you and all of this stuff. I'm just like, you guys really don't think there's anything to that?
Dude, I have an anecdote.
Okay.
It just happened. My mom, just came and spent a couple days with us, and she's speaking of Facebook, she's on the iPad all the time. Classic boomer, like on the iPad more than any toddler would be. And she's like, there's this woman, I'll call her like Anne. That's not her name, but she was also a mom on our street that we grew up on, and they stayed friends, and they're like Facebook friends, whatever. And my mom's like, Anne just posted on Facebook, Flu booster, check. COVID booster, check. RFK being totally batshit insane, check. And and so she's just like one of this nice lady or whatever. But one of those. In retrospect, it's like, oh yeah, for sure, you're one of those ladies. But my mom's like,
Did
and
she
I
use
responded.
the emoji? Did she use the emoji check or right?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
In my mind, she did.
The
I hope
green
for
emoji
aesthetic
check,
reason. Yeah.
for sure.
But and my mom's been sucked in by the MSNBC. Like, she like watches too much of that shit. But also she was like injured by Moderna. And so
Yeah.
so my mom's like, so I responded to her and I said, I don't agree at all. I'm like, well, what are you doing, first of all? But anyway, that's just a little. So yeah, I'm fully. It's real. It's like people I know that are doing this. Yeah, it's not like an abstract. Yeah.
Boomers on Facebook are so fucking funny, man.
Dude.
I remember when Facebook, I think I've told the story on here, but it makes me laugh every time. There was this chick that I like went to high school with, like, good looking Latina chick or something like that, and like commented not even in that way on like a status I had that was just like, ha, something like that. My grandpa comments underneath hers in reply. He's like, Glenn, this chick is hot. Like, underneath there. He thought it was a DM to me, and my aunt. So I didn't even understand how Facebook worked. I didn't think like anybody was gonna see that. The chick did not give a shit. She was probably just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I got it going on. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, but it was, and she just sees like the picture, and it's like my grandpa with like the Tiger Woods red Nike golf shirt, like next to a Arizona Cardinals golf cart, like just going like this. And she's like, whatever. And then, but like my aunt and like a few other family members were like, oh my gosh, delete the whole thing. Like, delete the whole thing. Like, that poor girl. I was like, who cares? Like, old people are allowed to do that. Like, they're allowed to just say shit like that. Like, old people constantly, the first thing they tell you about somebody is if they're hot or not. Anytime you talk to them, they're like, yeah, real handsome guy, even if they're like not being gay. Like, they'll just be like, yeah, this kid comes up, real good looking kid. Came to my house the other day, and he touched that. What's that thing with the internet? He touched that thing. He just touched it once. And he fixed it. He's great, man. If you ever need that, Zach from Comcast is great. He's a real good looking guy. They do stuff like that all the time. You're just like, yeah, he was probably, and it's funny because all his comments would be at like 4:30 p.m. when the $2 Chuck would get taken out.
It hit, dude. It got.
So
it
he was
hit.
just like, that's a badass bitch, dude. Like, oh, like is my grandson knocking him down like that? I love that. Like, it's kind of endearing. But yeah, anyways, back to autism and RFK, of course.
From the 5 to the 6, we be in the mix. With that red candy paint job on the wheel. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, can't do shit.
It's kind of funny because you'll see. The funniest thing I saw was on the internet was a lot of leftist people, and like, what's leftist like number one thing that they say in terms of like woke stuff, like they just mean like materialist policy. It's healthcare, right? Like, their number one thing. It'll be the thing more than anything. They'll go, look, as long as in my lifetime I can just get healthcare. I just want healthcare. That's what I want. Healthcare this, healthcare that. Now, any medical intervention is healthcare, so they are trapped into supporting any medical intervention full-throated, especially when the COVID vaccine.
Stumptown.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Exactly. No. But I mean, you're not kidding. Like, straight up. Like they will say like that's healthcare because it is. A doctor's doing it, so that's healthcare. Auschwitz, healthcare. Auschwitz was healthcare. It was.
Yeah. Mengele, Joseph Mengele, healthcare. Yeah.
Did the prisoners have to pay for it?
They did not. They did not.
Not with money.
Not with money.
Yeah. But no, seriously, I mean, like you hear like any medical intervention. And so I saw a guy, because RFK was saying this shit's a huge racket, particularly the Hep B vaccine. Hepatitis B, typically a disease that's in like junkies and, guys with straight AIDS, like guys like that, like guys who have bad blood work because of years of debauchery. And that when that happens, typically they want to give it to your baby at the most like vulnerable time, like when you're just like, wow, welcome to life, into the world, this is wonderful, I'm so happy, there's a baby, they're like, hey, let me borrow the baby for a quick second because this baby might be a junkie and you might be too. So let me inject it with Hep B. Now that's like I don't even think that's really what they're doing either. Like they're not even thinking through that thought process. Now RFK says that insurance companies incentivize this shit, right? That's his claim. And for basically like they want you sick. They want this whole healthcare system's a racket. Like if you're healthy,
Sorry, isn't that the most 2010s leftist stance? Dude?
Exactly, literally like that. So what that is.
Fuck, yeah.
So what I saw was a lot of leftist people saying, "Oh, I'm So first off, no, not true. RFK insurance companies incentivize vaccination because they want you to be healthy, and I was like, so they're good. Like, do you think insurance companies are like, bro, I just want you to be healthy, man?
No, dude. Yeah.
Hey,
it's so incoherent. It's
it's me from Anthem Blue Cross, dude. It's Kyle from Anthem Blue Cross. Just want to know how you're doing. You okay? Did you take all the shots? Like, 'cause I was just thinking about it. I couldn't sleep last night. I was just thinking about if you're healthy or not. Don't pay your premiums. It's good, dude. Just take the shots. And the people who would saying that, and I was like, dude, you got outflanked. Like, first off, you're little like I'm not even for that shit like really anymore because I just think it's a racket, to be quite honest. But the people, especially all just the leftist stuff that's tied with it, I think there's no opt-out in any of this stuff, and I'd like a say in what's healthcare. And I'm sorry, you would need to do a lot of mass deporting to implement that healthcare, which doesn't seem to be on the menu for these people in terms of that. It doesn't sound like a trade-off they're willing to make. For people who just said, I just want healthcare no matter what, they were like, okay, well, what if we No, I don't. I'd rather have that instead. The thing we have, and I was, if like insurance companies become good when they want to when they're forcing your toddler to get heavy metals injected into their brain. That's when insurance companies are good. But like then also the guy who shot an insurance. What if the insurance executive Luigi Mangione shot was pro-vaccine? Like what if he was like a pro-vaxxer? Like think about that. Then would Luigi be a hero, guys? Would he be a hero if because Luigi might have killed a guy who just wanted somebody to take a safe and effective, very clinically trialed against the placebo shot for a very, very real disease.
It's so insane. It's something that's so you can just tell is already looks bad now, but you could tell everyone's just going to clown on this in 30, 40 years. So obviously. And with the internet, it'll all be like screenshotted and shit, so it'll just be like, holy shit, people used to believe that the quote unquote left wing used to be pro injecting heavy metals. And, it's just crazy. And also, but you can also see, not trying to give them a pass or whatever, but I've been following this kind of stuff closely my whole life, but very
since you were vaccinated.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely since like the mid 2010s is when it was clear like, oh, this is a psyop. This is like a astroturfing campaign that's very obvious, and they all fell for it. And yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. This RFK thing is interesting. They seem to be shifting gears a little higher. And you guys know how I feel about it, where I'm like, there's nothing like one guy's not going to fit. They're like murdering. They got like hitmen and shit. This is not something that like one guy can fix. So I'm not like holding my breath or thinking that it's just like all going to be fixed magically. I think that's a fairy tale, but they do seem to be like ramping it up over the last couple of days with it. And that's the Tylenol, because the Tylenol thing. He brought up he's like, Tylenol is associated with autism, right? Which is true. But then I got to think, I'm like,
how does that? Do you know the like mechanism?
Well,
just real fast, like, why does it do that? I never really knew that.
I was just gonna say, because Tylenol, this is the funniest part. It diminishes your body's ability to produce glutathione and superoxide dismutase, which is like the master antioxidants of the body, which allow heavy metals to go to the brain. So it still is like he's indirectly saying that it's heavy metals in vaccines that cause autism, at least one form.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they'll tell pregnant moms to crush it. But they won't, they'll tell them not to use other safer pain meds and stuff like that. And then they'll tell like, your kid gets like 5 shots on his 1.5-year-old visit. And then they tell you, then he starts freaking out, and they're like, "We'll give him Tylenol," and that's like just like double-edged sword right there. So yeah, that's a whole thing that they do. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't think no one seriously takes like the leftists seriously on healthcare anymore, and it's such a empty. It's such an empty like. It's kind of almost like this manifestation thing, like to get with like a spiritual angle with it, where it's like we just really want universal healthcare. That's all we want, and it's like it's kind of thing. If you focus on like stupid goals like that, by the time you get it, you realize it was a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, and it just evaporates, right? And it's not actually what you wanted. And the thing is, you can't like you. If you point that out, people say that you're supporting people going bankrupt for medical bills and stuff like that. First of all, you just don't pay those, and just be like, that's what normal people do.
There's a lot of people that do that. It's like, or just go to the ER anytime you're sick. And
exactly. It's very. They want it's like they don't want to address the bloat at all. The bloat is totally fine, but they just want someone to write the check. And healthcare is like a third of our GDP right now, which is, I'm not like a big GDP guy, but it's like, what the fuck? Like that's
granddaddy perp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. More of a sativa guy, but
you can't handle GDP, dude. Yeah.
I can't. I literally can't. But it's just insane. I don't know. It's so disingenuous. It's crazy. I don't know.
I mean, if you look at Canada, or I know that in England they have the NHS, which is similarly flawed, but I haven't been to the doctor in 4 years, I think. And when I went 4 years ago, I had to like sign a lack of consent form so they didn't vaccinate me while I was getting surgery.
Yeah.
So it's like,
wow.
It was like, I don't know. I know that there are a lot of people who think that like socialized medicine is like the cure, but like I haven't had a doctor since I was in high school, and even if I like broke my leg or something, it would be 9-10 hours at the hospital just for them to look at it, and then you have no recourse if anything goes bad. Like a couple years ago, there was a girl who died in a waiting room here because the nurses didn't think she was sick enough to bump her to the front line, and it was so like I don't know. I'm of two minds about it because here it's awesome that if I got hit by a car or something, then I could go to the hospital and it wouldn't bankrupt me.
Well, the thing is, absolutely. And I think people assume you're defending insurance. I don't like insurance.
I hate
companies.
Insurance.
They're
really
so
bad.
stupid.
It sucks ass.
Yeah. But the thing is, for Americans, they took away your option of having like an emergency plan of where you can just pay like $30 a month, and like I know I'm not going to go. I don't need diabetes medication. I don't need to pay into that. I don't need fucking but if I break my arm skiing, I won't get like ruined, right?
Yeah, I longboard to work every day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, it's because it's not insurance. It's such a misnomer too. It's not. When you categorize the pain for like an 88-year-old's like Parkinson's medication as the same as like a childhood, like fever meds or something, and also like a broken arm. It's just such a crazy system. I mean, like many leftist things, it is like the anger might be appropriately placed in a lot of instances, but the solution is just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? So I don't know.
Here, even like stuff like you can't go to, unless you want to pay, you can't go to the dentist, you can't have glasses, you can't have prescription medication. Like all that shit is still shit that we pay for, or you get insurance through your work.
What?
Yeah. So like I have health insurance through my job right now that covers like stuff like a hospital stay or an ambulance ride or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, because that's all shit that you have to pay for in Canada. So I have like supplementary insurance through work. And it's a sort of thing where if you have insurance through your job, you have to take it. It's not an option.
So you're taxed for your insurance just for the socialized elements of Canadian healthcare, and then you pay into your insurance at work.
Yes.
Wow, that's very British. I mean, because like British people, it's like they pay like 2 taxes. Like they pay to like the royal family, and that's where you get all the George Harrison shit, and then you pay like your regular tax. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough because like over here, like you lose your job and they offer you like Cobra, which fucking sucks. Like, I mean, it's like good insurance, but it's like 1,500, like almost $2,000 a month. Like, and you get it for only like a short period of time. Like even if you were like balling out of control and we're like, fine, I'll pay for Cobra out of pocket and be self-employed or something. They're like, well, you'll have to, I think there's a way to extend it, but I'm not so sure. So like, it does suck, but I'm like, at the end of the day, like I just would love to not like sink money into people being sick and then having people like, okay, like we know shit makes people sick, like constantly. Like libs know this too, because you go to Whole Foods, it's not just Republicans in Whole Foods like looking at the back of boxes to make sure the ingredients are cool. Like it's not. So they understand that we're an unhealthy country, but they're really scared of anybody fixing it at all. And like you'll hear things like when RFK, the big one was like when RFK, they do these weird gotchas for him when he says that certain diseases help people, like affect people differently, like races differently. Everyone's known that about like sickle cell anemia and like black people. That's a main thing.
That's
it's like
another 2010s thing that everyone knew was true until
So that, but like if he says it, it's racist that he says that. Now you be basically saying not different medical care, but it's like people should look at if you should look at a black person's medical chart, be like, okay, I'm gonna like make sure other things are like than if I were to treat a white person or something. Like you would look for a few other outliers, like just like with skin cancer with white people. Like it's like you're probably like the dermatologist is probably gonna be like, yeah, let's get that looked at immediately on your pale skin. Like that's just Sean McDermott. Like you're gonna have to like do all of this stuff, and that's why you just see all those white people with big fucking band-aids on their head in Arizona. It's insane, like Nelly, and that makes sense to me. And I was just like, you guys know better. Like, why do they act so dense?
I think there's a lot of Whole Foods box checkers libs that are secretly happier about RFK. It's just like my neighbor, the Facebook neighbor, my mom. It's like they're just so outspoken and so retardedly wrong that they and it's scary to disagree with those people. Like I keep my mouth shut around those people because, dude, like a middle-aged, angry woman who hates RFK. Like I don't want to get in an argument with that type of person. I'm sorry, like I don't want to waste my time doing that. And like I'm sorry if that makes me beta or whatever. It's just the truth. But no, I think there's a lot of people that are like, yo, RFK cooks. He cooks, but they just can't say it because their psycho friends and social circle are just like 10% of them are so, crazy. I don't know. That might be overstating it. That might be, most people are just fucking robots and zombies. But I know that there are at least some that are down but scared to say anything.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think what he's doing is largely good. I mean, there's definitely some confusing elements to what he's doing sometimes where I'll just be like, but after a while, like I know this is not going to happen overnight. And I think if he tries to make it happen overnight, that'll thwart the whole thing. A lot of times, like you kind of have to do like Tom Clancy ass shit when you're changing this. Like you can't just be like, I think a lot of people who just discover, and I'm not hating, but just discovered like esoteric health in like 2020 are like, well, I just discovered it in 2020 and my life changed in like a year with what I do. We can change this whole thing in a year. And it's like, that's not really true. Like there's a lot, we're like deeply rooted in this kind of neo health kind of thing that we do. And it's since 1986, but even a little before that, with when we're talking in terms of childhood vaccination, like you really have to take this off like a layer at a time. And most of it's done through transparency. That's why RFK fired that chick, which I thought was amazing.
The CDC,
the CDC lady, because like people didn't know why at first. I didn't even know much about her, where she stood to begin with. I remember not being thrilled with with her background, but I was like, whatever. And he fired her because she was like blocking access to like, was it clinical trials or something like that?
That's safety data,
safety data, things like that. And he's just like, you know, and then there's people, you know, the big one is the people who just need to make fun of RFK's voice, which first off, it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better. Yeah,
it's getting better. So it's like
also such a crazy route for a leftist, like,
who likes
isn't that
Zizek,
ableist?
who likes
Yeah.
Zizek. Somebody
Yeah.
who listens to fucking Slavoj Zizek.
Yeah, the fucking
like, capitalism, like just like fucking like the most disgusting voice ever. Like truly somebody I could never listen to.
Mhm.
Like ever. Like
well, you know what
and
they say? You know what they're saying is RFK. They're saying RFK is doing this to just get like hot moms. I'm like, well, first of all, it's like, does he need the vaccine angle to do that? I don't think he does, dude. I don't know. It's so crazy. Yeah.
No, wait, we might know one that he got, and I'm like,
yeah. Get on the pod.
Yeah, nice.
Get on the pod. Yeah, exactly. She denies it.
Her origin story was so funny. I was like, oh yeah, he hit.
Yeah.
But whatever, no big deal. Based, if true. But like, no, I first off, like, I don't. It's like when people make great rock albums to get pussy. It's like I get a good album, you get pussy.
Yeah, it's like a little
fair trade to me. I understand it.
Great. Yeah.
Bony Bear, dude. Bony Bear.
That's like, you know, it's like when people like I've talked about this with the Rick and Morty thing. Like, remember when the Rick and Morty guy got busted talking to like younger chicks? And I was just like, you know, in his head, he was like, why do you fucking think I made this show? Like, what the fuck do you think I was doing? What did you think it meant? Vibes, essays? You know, I read Rick and Morty so I could talk to these chicks. Like, I just like, you know, in his head, he's thinking like, oh, what? Like, dude, I'm Justin Roiland.
That's crazy. He's just
I'm Justin Roiland, man. Like, what do you like? Yeah, I make cartoons, like, you know, and but it's just kind of funny to me. He's just doing it to get hot mom. Go ahead. First off, like, because a lot of moms right now aren't doing great. You know what I mean? There's a lot of crazy moms right now, so we need
RFKs being the performative male.
The performative male. Yeah, that's true. There is a performative male. And
gaze.
Yeah, the male, the performative male that reads Thomas Pynchon at a bar, which is something I've seen 0 times as a Thomas Pynchon reader. I've never seen somebody with a copy of Gravity's Rainbow at a bar, which apparently girls in New York think it just happens constantly. There's just guys at fucking Sovereign House in New York. The Peter Thiel bar or whatever. I don't know. I know that I don't even know what any of this stuff feels so fake to me. Like all that stuff over there. I've always had a West Coast bias. It has only heightened since I've been doing this. And but people will be like, yeah, men are performatively reading, which means women are mad at what books men are reading because they're not the woman books.
I have a bit of a different take on this, I think, which I don't think that like I think that the performative reader exists, but I don't think that it's like bad. I think it makes sense. Yeah. You do stuff that you think is cool, and like I mean, I've got a copy of Nausea by Jean-Paul Sartre on my shelf right now that I bought when I was 20 because I thought it would look cool on my bookshelf. Then I read it 10 years later. I didn't care for it, but like I think that if there's like a young man who wants to read books that he thinks are cool, I mean, he'll figure it out. Like I started playing guitar because I thought it would be cool to sing a song for a girl one day. And then now if you cut off both my hands and my penis, I would still, you know, find a way to make songs on my computer. So I think I wouldn't really worry too much about a performative reader. I'm sure it happens because I was one of those guys.
What a
took Mac's
performative
hands
male.
first, and he's using his penis to press like Ableton on the keyboard, and then they're like, "No, not the penis." You know, they cut that. He's like, I gotta use something else now.
I was the next Bon Iver. I was the next Bon Iver.
I'm trying to Bon Iver, dude.
But I would be the fucking Kafka metamorphosis roach, and I'd still find a way to read something, dude. Like,
right?
I would just sit there as a roach in my bed listening to Kafka audiobook.
Who's the offensive coordinator? The Kafka-esque
Mike
offensive
Kafka.
coordinator. Yeah,
Mike
dude,
Kafka.
I love it.
Yeah, but because I agree. I just don't think reading makes you look cool anymore. Like,
well,
that's my thing. Like, I don't think I think 15, 20 years ago, performative reading was like, damn, that guy's reading. But I maybe I'm just in different social circles than some people. I don't know. I don't think it gets you pussy like reading a book.
I think it depends on the book because there are a couple of quotes that come to mind right now. One of which was one that really decimated, I think, people my age that were on certain parts of the internet. But there's that John Waters quote where if you somebody takes you back to their house and they don't have any books, don't fuck them.
Oh yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
that one really did a number on guys
Wow.
like me with this kind of glasses and a little mustache.
For sure.
So I
Yeah.
definitely took that to heart when I was like 19. And then the other one is
Yeah.
just that like women always say men don't read. That's because every man who reads is subscribed to some subset of hoe scaring literature, which
Yeah,
is the
That
other
part's
part of
true.
it.
That part's 100% correct, by the
No,
way.
that-
And then women are mad that they like that, by the way.
there was always this magical element they had that just having books in the house was enough,
Mhm.
both for the first part of what you just said, and also like the whole idea of like with kids, right? Kids raised in homes with books are magically smarter, even if they don't touch them. And it's, of course, that's like
Mhm.
that's total like correlation, causation kind of thing. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, or at least mostly. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
host
kind of-
Karen literature. Yeah.
yeah.
But they say like they do like Brothers Karamazov is like host Karen literature.
I mean, hoes are scared when they open that
They shift
book.
the line, but I get it, but it's
Vonnegut is hoe scaring literature.
Yeah, it's not like Mein
yeah.
Kampf or some shit. It's
No.
like some, it's
Dude,
like,
no, I'm gonna be reading fucking I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell at like some like highfalutin like Brooklyn bar, you know what I mean? They'd be like, hey, that's a good bit, dude. It's a fucking great bit.
What's the subtle art of not giving a fuck?
Not giving a fuck.
Who's
Mark
that guy?
Manson.
Who's
that? Mark Manson.
Yeah.
Is that guy okay? Because I had a copy of that someone gave me, never read it, and then I gave it to one of those like shitty little libraries in front of and then I get really pissed. I get really defensive about like hippie law of attraction stuff, like The Secret, Rhonda Byrne, the woman who did that, right? Who's like, and people hate on that book. They so much, right? They're like, this is a dog shit book, right? And all it's saying is like, hey, just choose your thoughts wisely because they might reflect into 100% fucking true, by the way.
Right.
And so I saw a little clip of him, Mark Manson, rating like, it was like a little YouTube short, like rate these self-help books. And so it goes through, like how to win friends, influence people. He's like, 6, blah, blah. The Secret, it's like 0. I give Secret a 0. Damn. And then he's like, what about your book? Solar Not Giving a Fuck. 10 out of 10. I'm obviously he's like joking, but I'm like, bitch, a 0, dude. I'm just, I don't know.
More like Mark Maron.
Yeah. I honestly confuse those two all the time. I'm like, is that the guy that wrote the book?
If you read that book, what are you gonna do? Interview Joseph Goebbels? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna Mein Führer? Is that what you're gonna do? Yeah, fuck it. Everything is like that. Theo Von, fucking SS Third Reich. Theo Von.
Yeah.
Dude. And then Theo Von, then you throw on the episode with Theo Von where he'll just be like, "I saw a rabbit the other day," or "What's an elk? Yeah. What's an elk? Can you pull up a picture of an elk?" Yeah, I saw an elk the other day, and that's like what the basis of the episode is. And then he's like, "Yeah, he had a Nazi on the other day."
I like how they go after Theo Von when he'll like cry on his show over like Gaza, and it's like this is the Nazi guy that you're worried about. It's like he seems dude,
you can see
crazy,
why maybe that might be Nazi behavior.
But they don't. But it's. I get what you're saying. That's funny, but it's not. Those aren't the people.
I understand.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I think a huge part of the resentment towards like that kind of guy, like a normal, likable, but like vaguely right-wing guy, is like so many dudes will have adopted like girl politics in order to be well liked.
Sure.
And so they have to like hit all the talking points and be free Palestine and all that stuff. And then they see somebody who is universally liked without doing any of that stuff, and they get so mad.
It's mind-blowing.
They get so resentful.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like whenever a guy has the opportunity to like outwoke a woman. If a girl says something like I don't really think that we need 10 billion Indians or whatever, then he'll be like, have you ever heard of Sanjay Gupta? Because without immigration, he never would have been here. And
or he'll be like, I don't even think 10 billion Indians exist. Where'd you get that number?
Right.
Yeah. It would be some shit like that.
Is he the most Gen X guy to exist ever, too? But I love that. I agree. That's you nailed
Mhm.
it. Yeah, that's
No,
yeah.
because like right now, like there comes a time to where I do think that is like the Overton window right now is what gets me pussy, right? Like that a lot of people
It's a
don't realize.
hundred,
Yeah, that's what
so much of it
dictates the Overton window is does this get me laid,
dictates.
right?
Yeah.
Like so they right now I think it's changing a little bit, and I hate using this story as a crutch, but like there's that real pretty Ukrainian refugee girl that just gets senselessly murdered on a bus. Like I saw the video. I hate the video. I hate it. I don't ever want to see it again. I understand why people are posting it, but I don't want to see it. I hate watching death happen. I don't even like when people like idiots fall off of things and die. I hate watching all of that
Mm.
stuff. Fail videos are cool if I know the guy lived.
Yeah.
They're great when that happens. Even like hurt is fine, like
Mhm.
that's great. But they will that girl gets killed, and it's by a guy who's like it's one of those things like where it feels like something like one of our group chats would draw on Grok, like a situation where it's like draw a Ukrainian refugee being killed by a black guy 14 times let free from prison. And
Mhm.
like everyone would be
Now
like,
make it more racist.
yeah, like
Yeah.
and then, like on a bus and like in the most woke whatever, like just something like that, and it'll happen. And like the thing happened, right? Like that thing happened, and the there's a lot of people that definitely use this as a way to do just like stuff that I'm like, all right, let's relax. Like just we don't need to do any sort of cleansing here, I don't think. But I do agree, like here's a sane society, that guy's never able to do that. And I saw leftists try to use that argument, right, as part of the Overton window kind of thing. Well, this is the normal position. If we invest more in healthcare, we will keep this man in, and I'm like, in an insane asylum. They're like, those are bad. We would have a social worker take care of this guy. It would just be this total like it would turn into what are those debates where like they sit down in that chair together. Like I feel like that's how those social worker things.
The
What are those
Jubilee things,
Jubilee
whatever.
debates?
Like,
That's what they think's going to happen. Like when the social workers take care of police.
Jubilee.
20 social workers versus one murderous black dude.
No, wasn't that the thing they were saying like
or the other way around? Or the other way around? Yeah.
No, they were gonna send social workers like as cops. Like they were gonna be like, these are the new cops, like in the streets.
You see some like boomer like Irish Boston cop getting shoved aside by a social worker. I've got this. And they come.
Tell me about your father.
Yeah, it's a fucking queer. But that's Tommy O'Reilly's pop. You don't do that to Tommy O'Reilly's father. Yeah, that's 6 generations of cops right there. And but anyways, the kids, the people that freak out about this, and they'll be like, okay, the first thing they do, this is how you've like you got checkmated a little bit on your ideology from a current thing happening that you kind of say doesn't really happen as much as people say, and then it's depicted in broad daylight, is they scan the comments and find the most racist comment. So like usually it's kind of like this will happen in pro sports media, like it did recently, is when a pro athlete is like retarded and wrong on something, like a former pro athlete, and then like the analyst guy who's never really played pro sports will say something that's objectively true, and they go, well, did you ever play? And then like it's like, well, that doesn't matter, you're still wrong. Like it doesn't matter. Like you can say a meal sucks even if you don't know how to cook. If you go to a restaurant, you can be like, well, that wasn't that good. You'd be correct. Or you can go to a stand-up comedy show, even if you're not a very funny person, you can be like, wow, that wasn't very funny or something. There's an objective quality to a lot of this. But to a lot of these people, they'll go, wow, they're just using this to be just absolute Nazis. And I'm just like, when you start scanning the comment, like when you see a woman murdered right on video, and you see like a woman just get murdered in like a senseless way, just like the guy was sitting behind her, and then you're just going like, there better not be one racist comment in the comments. Because then I'll deal with this. Then I'll accept what I'm seeing in front of me. But if anybody says anything racist in the comments, this is a psyop.
Well, that's kind of the thing. What we were talking about, where I was talking about earlier today, Glenn, with how if your whole if your whole ideology doesn't allow you to talk about basic stuff like this,
Exactly.
then it just concentrates the people that are a little bit more unhinged with this shit, you know, and then it becomes this like dichotomy of it's like, can we just like I know I'm not that guy, you know, but I'm like, can we just talk about this shit a little bit? You know, it's like, no, we can't.
You create more of
I did-
those. You create
Yes.
more of the people you say are like the lowest common denominator when you let this go on long enough. I mean, like,
Yeah.
let's be real. Like, did you like? Okay, and like they talk about like the big thing you see from people is going like, well, the right wing's gonna, like I have this with like not even just online, but like boomer IRL relatives who are like Democrats. When something objectively bad will happen that makes Democrats kind of not the heroes in a situation, they'll go, oh, and I bet the right wing Elon Musk people love this. They'll just say that, and you're like, well, what do you feel about it? Like, is it the situation? Like, we're just me and you talking. How do you feel about it? And they can only talk about what the other side's going to think about it. And I understand that that's kind of a both sides thing. I really only encounter it with one. So I can't really, I can't really say that it's a both sides thing. But then you hear the people who, they'll go, I bet they just love this. And it's like, dude, if you guys just like in the 90s, like Clinton is a Democrat and doesn't like, he would just go like, yeah, arrest that guy and throw away the fucking key. You know, and I like that a Democrat would say something like that. So you when you say like you're going to usher in fascism with something like this, everyone's going to take this and extrapolate it onto the world because it's clearly never happens. If that they're going to do that to usher in like really fascist stuff that nobody wants. First off, I don't trust their definition of fascism because they didn't identify it correctly in 2020. So they already failed the test. Never can tell me what fascism is ever again. So if you were to tell me that fascism's coming, I'm like, well, you kind of tested it out for like a year and a half right in front of your face and you loved every minute of it. So I don't know. I think for right now, I think putting people in jail and leaving them there, I don't know. Maybe we can settle on a number that's in between 1 and 14 times. Perhaps we could come up to maybe do a bipartisan kind of. Oh no, I guess we can't because you're a Nazi if you do that. These are objective things, and when you're in a society that's all about just inversion and kind of blurring just the objective truth and where everything becomes a jubilee debate. Will you debate me? Here's the proper framework. No, I'm not available at that time. Let's do it. No, somebody else needs to moderate. It's like, no, the answer's this, actually. We don't need to debate.
So much of their response to stuff reminds me of that Norm quote.
Yes.
I pulled it up. What terrifies me is if ISIS were to detonate a nuclear device and kill 50 million Americans. Imagine the backlash against peaceful Muslims.
The goat. Yeah. No, just the absolute goat. So yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know. I just, to me, it's like I've never been the type of guy that's like, this is why we can't coexist with time. I'm just not that person. I'm not going to do that. I won't perform that way. If that's the way people feel authentically, then I guess that's the way.
Yeah.
I tend to think they're not. I tend to think there's a lot of people that are doing that as a response more so than this is a genuine feeling. So I've never really put much thought into that in terms of that. But I just think, to me, it's like you're only going to breed a younger generation of people who view the world in the way that you think is fascism. You're only going to do that. So unless you just say like, all right, guys, we're going to, and I'm not over here trying to make Democrats better or anything, but I do think that I don't want every election to be like, is crime good or bad? This election.
Yeah, I know.
Is our murderers going to go to jail this election if we lose this time? Like, I would prefer that to not be at stake. So like that to me, and it is right now, unfortunately.
It is. I like some of the stuff you do see, like some really spicy stuff online, and it's almost like, I don't know, maybe you guys can accuse me of being a tart or whatever, but I'm like, I don't necessarily like that. And people like, it becomes people's whole brand and everything. And, it becomes like, and there also is an element, I do agree, a lot of people have their heads in the sand about a lot of stuff, but also a lot of times stuff becomes self-fulfilling. It is kind of like there's two sides to that coin.
Yeah, you can meme yourself. You can meme yourself into truth for sure.
Yeah, but it is scary. It's like, I don't like this tension, and it is kind of, and they painted themselves into a corner, with this stuff, right? Where it's just like, come on, like we don't have to. I don't
These are
know.
people
It failed.
advocating
It failed.
for
Their whole thing failed, and I was always willing to listen to like like the whole. Again, that was big in the 20. I was living in like a very progressive city when that happened. Like the new Jim Crow kind of stuff and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like let's hear this out, and I didn't think it meant. I thought it just meant like letting weed dealers go. I didn't think it meant like letting. You know what I mean? And it's that's what
how
it
they
was
framed
sold.
it. That's how it was framed.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, of course. You're like, of course, yeah, let's do that. Like that sounds cool. Let's change some laws. Let's deschedule Schedule 1, and it's like,
Well, the problem is, the three-strike policy. The three-strike policy is what people hated. Like
that was a big. I remember the Bay Area growing up. Big thing. Big thing. Yeah,
it still is. So there becomes this problem, which like it can't. In a way, it is a problem. Like because I've known people running into this. However, I do think people are still not exactly trying as hard as they should. Is like let's say you have 2 strikes, right? Don't care what the strikes are. 2 felonies, right? The third strike, you're out, and it's like it can be like kind of nothing, and people will go, well, this man was sentenced to life for selling weed, and you're like, well, he killed a guy 10 years ago too.
No, I remember. I remember the exact. I remember watching like on Cron 4 growing up in the Bay Area the segment about 3 strikes, and the guy they chose to profile or whatever. It was like, here's a homeless guy. He had 2 strikes. His third strike, he stole a slice of pizza from a pizza parlor, and they put him away for this, that. And that was, again, like, am I saying that should happen? No, but it's like there's clearly going to be an example that they can use. I'm sure there's other examples.
Yeah. Well, again, they don't tell you the 2 strikes. They never tell you the 2 strikes.
And also, like, how about 10 strikes? That girl would still be alive. You know what I
know.
Like,
that's what I mean.
10,
no,
dude, like, let's do 10.
What I mean, but I guess
like,
the point I was getting at with because they'll say, okay, even if the 3-strike policy is good, let's say like we roll with that. Sometimes after 2 strikes, it's really hard to get a job, right? Because like companies won't hire felons, a lot of them. Dude, there's like a whole and I remember people would go on, like, I'd see on Facebook. This kind of would tell you the like local rap Facebook scene I was in. They'd go, here's companies that hire felons, and there were like some pretty solid jobs. Construction, you straight up can get a job in construction with felons.
Yeah, it usually helps. I think.
Yeah, it usually helps. And you can also have a side business at that construction job too. My gosh, everybody's really peppy today. But then you have the everybody has to go to the porta potty every 4 minutes. That's crazy. And then
real morale boost since we hired the show.
Yeah, wow. I mean, guys go to the bathroom all the time, but they are hydrating.
Engineers transitioning left and right.
Yeah, the trans engineers like, wow, this is great. Yeah. And but there's also a lot of people who get 2 strikes and then just fucking like are like, I'm swinging for the fences still. I'm not going to go get that job. I'm not going to go do that. Like, because there are a lot of people that unfortunately are just career criminals. Like they just are. And everybody's, if I won't say everybody knows one, but if you know one, you've also been in that frustrating situation where you're like, because then they'll ask you, can you get me a job? I'm like, no, not with my name, you fucking idiot. Like, dude, like you stole a car. Like, and we have company cars.
There's definitely a reason that people on the internet will describe this as a type of fatigue, and they use the word fatigue. And it's because like all of this stuff has been happening for, I mean, as long as any of us have been alive. It's been ongoing, and constantly they throw like a liberal solution at it, whether it's like harm reduction or meeting people where they're at or whatever. But like there was Mark Maron had that quote recently that said Mark Maron, that you realize we've annoyed the average American into fascism. And I think that's
he's
the
correct.
Smartest and truest thing that he's said in his entire career.
Yeah, but stop being annoying then, and he won't. That's the problem. Right. He's like, you guys did. I didn't.
Also annoying.
If we stop being annoying, the fight is over.
You guys were annoying. Every lib except me was really annoying.
I find it funny that there's like this connection between like who now have all these jobs is like kind of the millennial college student who like as a high school student had straight B student, had all their notebook perfectly aligned, just like never question anything, posting the black square on Instagram, all this different stuff. And, they're like running all these programs and jobs and stuff now. And they're like intimately connected to like the most insane, horrific criminals you've ever seen. You know, it's like they're like connected almost in this weird, like they're put together by circumstance almost, and it's very strange. Like, yeah, these are the people we need, ensuring that the scary bad people don't hurt society. It's kind of crazy, dude. Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
It's just ridiculous. You'll never even if you were to radically change the world tomorrow policy wise, you'd still have many people from the old guard you'd have to deal with. So it's like you'd still have to just suck it up and throw people in jail. Like, I'm sorry, that's what it's for. And I there's a lot of people that, like, you'll see, you know, it's a true to a degree, is like, well, Republicans cut the funding to the mental facilities, man, back in, and which is true. But I don't know anybody now that's opposed to them opening back up.
Well,
like, I haven't heard a single person go like, yep, they should stay closed. That was a waste of money. Like, well, no one does.
We were talking earlier. It's kind of, again, if the numbers are true, you could probably cut police force by half, funnel that money into something that does, you know, something along those lines, and save a fuck ton of money and have like safer cities all over the country.
Yeah,
and the world.
or just
maybe
or the Doge, or just put the Doge money towards it. I that's what I would do. I wish that's what happened. Is like the Doge money should have literally just gone to like, okay, we're gonna do this and we're gonna keep, you know, like people that are clearly insane, because like, you know, you hear people talk about homelessness and they're just like, well, that guy just needs a house. You're like, dude, that guy can't have a house. Like
most of the people who rent apartments can't have a house.
Yeah, for sure. But like, you know, you're just like, that guy can't, like, that guy, there's gonna be a fire. There's gonna be the fucking ghost ship warehouse, dude. That guy's house is gonna be the ghost ship warehouse. Like it's like, not, that guy's not sane to be living on his own. And how did we get there? Hey, I'm willing to investigate that for sure. But you do have a job to protect people. And like, you know, to be honest, one of the weirdest, and this is like deep online, I don't think this is a strong contingent of people, but people were like finding this I hate this about every aspect of our world, whether it's a fucking Philadelphia Phillies Karen girl getting a home run, or a Ukrainian girl that got killed, Ukrainian refugee person that got killed. Which to me, if it's a Ukrainian refugee, first off, Zelensky, we gave you a shit ton of money. Make sure your refugees, at least, maybe they don't have to take public transit or something. Like, maybe get some fucking rides for them with that money that we sent over. But either way, you know, they have to like dig into like, well, what did this girl post? Like, what was, you know, is this girl base, or is she a fucking empty egg carton void, you know, like, or something? And she had a picture where you could see a Black Lives Matter like poster in her room, and everybody was like, well, she got what she asked for. I'm like, first off, in a sane society, we have to just let women be retarded, and then like we take care of it. Like, that's, I'm sorry, like, that's just, there's that, we have to let, especially a 20-year-old girl or 20-year-old girl, we can allow them to be kind of like retarded, you know. And especially since I can never tell with half of these anonymous people on the internet. I bet you thought that when you were fucking 22. So like, should you have been killed on a bus, you know? And I always just like, we have to, like, a sane world allows for like retarded rebellion, but still has a functioning ecosystem, you know. Like, I think you can do that. Right now what we're doing is we're allowing the retarded rebellion to govern. And when I will say, boomers are kind of, you know, I got my critiques of boomers, but I'm not looking forward to Gen X like dirtbag left government. Like, I'm just not, for them to be like boomer age and in charge. Like, I'm not, they're the ones that like, everything's a fucking philosophical debate on whether you should be able to murder someone on public transit. Like, that's that generation down until something changes. And I just see everybody like, well, she got what she voted for. She got what she voted for. And it's just like, all right, man. Like, at the end of the day, I think we can all agree one way or another that that's bad when these things happen. So I don't need to find like some way for me to just go like, nah, fuck her, you know, or something like that. I whatever. Like, it especially if you're a leftist who wants public transit to reign supreme, like, you're definitely gonna have to do a little Japan kind of stuff happening. You're gonna have to really get after it, you know. Like, you
or
can't,
at the very least, buy a car or take your girl to work.
Yeah, that's
so she doesn't have to take the bus.
That's true. And then then you could be like Tyrese and Baby Boy, and you can just drive around all day and fuck off while she's at work, but you get the car. Yeah.
get compared to Tyrese all the time.
Yeah, it's true. The same. Exactly. Yeah, that's what they people often think that's my name when they talk to me. But yeah, so wow, another fun one, guys. That's always a classic to have Big Mac on, who's usually has like a homework assignment when he comes on here, so he didn't have one. So that's but you do have one coming up, Confederacy of Dunces by John
That's
Kennedy
true.
Oates, which is like when I first started, you told me I had to read that book. So 2.5 years later, 3 years later, it's gonna happen. So
That's all right. I think I've been on Gain of Fiction like a dozen times or something at this
dude,
point. So.
there's a lot. I mean, you, Fresta, Banderjack, you guys might be in the league right now. Like it's a lot. But yeah, it's going to be very fun. But we are going to be doing that coming up. And like I said, guys, go to rcnow.org. You can find everything we do on there. So that way it's not go to this link, go to that link. It'll take you everywhere. Cash App is there. We will do sponsored episodes on there. Right now it's our only form of payment. Sorry if you're in Australia. I appreciate your support, but we can't really do that right now. I'm trying. But yeah, there's all the if you want us to cover anything, all the tiers are there. Just email rarecandyindustries@gmail.com if you have any questions, and I'll get right back to you on that. Like I said, we'll cover pretty much whatever, man. Like within reason, but you might not like our opinion on it, but we'll do it. So everyone's gonna do the silver Jews. I know they're gonna do it. So you guys can all team up. You guys can all team up and pitch in like fucking $50 because I've had about 10 people tell us.
We're gonna have Silver Israel on your fucking case.
Yeah, exactly. I still thought that was a fake band when somebody told me. I was like, no, that's not a band. Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, guys, I thought it was $1 Million Extreme at first. Like, I was like, this is crazy. Like, what is happening? And but anyways, yeah, we do have that. Sai, any red pills in the pipeline? Anything? Are you
Sorry,
on
I was
mute?
muted. Yeah,
I was like, oh, nothing.
I just took a crack. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my silence speaks volumes. I no, I just started dusting off some ideas today for my next bout of red pills.
Yep. rcnow.org. You can read. It's got its own tab. Its own tab you can click on. Bob's Red Pill on there. Of course, we're on the Substack. Everything's on the Substack still. So if you're on there, you got nothing to worry about. But Big Mac, what's coming up with you? Any music, anything like that?
I put out a record earlier this year, Heavy Body 2, under the name Heavy Body, which is another covers record. But now that I'm no longer in community college, I'm going to be working on some new stuff. I put out a video short story a couple weeks ago. And yeah, mostly I think I would like everyone to follow me at Big Mac 2 McCarthy at
that's right,
X.com, because I did. I got fucking nuked.
You got crushed by a bunch of.
I got crushed.
You got crushed by some Overton window types.
Some women and gays. Yes,
yeah,
I did get the dark woke took my account away, and then Big Mac 2 McCarthy was born. So
those were some bangers, man. Those were some bangers, though. I think you earned it at least. Like
yeah.
It sucks when it's like something that wasn't like your best work, you know. But that might have been some of your best work.
Yeah, I remember when Kelby said in the group chat that I was on a generational run. I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it for the Broken River Boys.
That's true. He wouldn't lie. He would tell you if it was gay too. Like so.
Yeah, I would trust Kelby to tell me that I was being gay if that were the case.
Yeah, no, it was.
So yeah,
it was good. So yeah, they nuked him. I mean, because you did not deactivate.
You got
nuked. Yeah.
No, I got 2 in the back of the head execution style for Big Mac _ McCarthy. But I mean, that'll happen. Hilarious men are a persecuted minority on the internet. What really burned me though is that people were sending me screenshots of my tweets that were reposted on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. That's always a whole. Yeah, that's like a big full circle moment.
My wife's seen some stuff like the worst is when it's somebody you don't like. Like my wife was like, look at this. I was like, fuck that guy. And she's like, what? It's like, I just saw it on some account. She's on some fuck Jerry account or something. And I'm just like, nah, that guy sucks. And she's like, okay, like that's enough internet for you saying that to me.
Yes.
But yeah, that does happen.
Right.
I've seen a lot. I've seen some mutant tweets just randomly on like people that are not on or in that thing. I've seen some pretty crazy ones like on the main account. There were a couple. like Ben Braddock pops up on a lot of health stuff that followed on Instagram. Like I was like he pops up a lot, and then yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm sure it's like not that crazy of a pathway that it makes it that way to there, but like yeah, the screenshots, your tweet about romantically about how you'd love your girlfriend at any time.
Yeah, it was something like, my girlfriend keeps sending me pictures of her when she was in high school. I don't know what you want me to say. Yes, I would groom you.
They love that shit, dude.
They
love
do.
doing that.
They love that.
What you're
And sending
supposed to
you a
say
picture
is,
there.
I absolutely not. I would not have looked your way at all. True love me
My girl-
until
nice scene kid hair dork. Like if you said that to your
exactly,
girlfriend, you'd be like, well, fuck that. Like, yeah, what if you said that? Then she's like,
No,
then she
dude.
gets self-conscious. Yeah.
My girlfriend was like, just groom me like you wouldn't catch a case. Like, come on, nut up.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, if they said it was illegal to love my wife, I would go to jail 14
Right.
times.
Exactly.
14 3 strikes, dude. Yeah.
I keep foul tipping out. Keep foul tipping. Staying alive, dude. Gave it X
Yeah,
nine.
pitch count is crazy.
Gave it
man.
X
Yeah,
nine.
yeah,
That is
wear
a
them
foul
out.
tip indeed.
Yeah, that was a foul. That was a foul tip. Well,
Yeah, Big Mac 2 McCarthy, please,
yes.
on Twitter, x.com, please.
All right. Well, excellent time, guys. On that note, everybody have a safe week. We'll catch you guys next time.